Wallahi, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, you know Hiroshima, Nagasaki. We're gonna do again.
What?
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
We do again.
You know?
You understand? You don't know. You know history.
What? Hey,
You know.
why don't you sleep?
What?
Sleep alone, man.
What do you mean?
Where you from?
I'm,
Are you American?
you know where I'm from?
Where you from?
I'm from America.
You're from America?
Yes.
So am I.
You're from America.
Yeah, you're being obnoxious.
You know what we do to you?
What do you do?
We will do again.
Do what?
Hiroshima, Nagasaki. You understand?
Do you think I'm Japanese?
Where are you from?
I'm from America.
Where are you from? What's your ethnicity?
Texas, buddy.
What's your ethnicity?
I'm Korean.
Then sit down, brother.
Why don't you sit your ass?
Korean War, you know what happened to you?
Come on, you're
Don't touch
being
me.
obnoxious, brother.
Don't touch me,
Leave
brother.
this guy alone.
Korean War, North Korean War, you know what we did to you? You say to me?
The infamous streamer Ramzi Khalid Ismail, better known as Johnny Somali, first gained traction with his shock trolling shtick in Japan, taunting locals with anti-Japanese slurs, going to Tokyo Disneyland, and playing music with lyrics containing the phrase atomic bomb, and recording guests' reactions without their permission. He also played sex noises in crowded female carriage trains on the Tokyo subway, and a number of other things, and his grotesque behavior saw him arrested, fined, beaten up, and then deported from the country. And then the Japanese began to hate.
Everything that I did in Japan was for the Korean and the Chinese people. Oh my God. Oh my God. They didn't like this at all. They did not like this.
Moving his circus of disrespect to South Korea, Somali then again engaged in his disruptive behavior, including playing explicit sexual noises on public transportation, again as he did in Japan, loudly playing North Korean music on buses, causing disturbances at a theme park, and pouring instant noodles on a convenience store table after being denied alcohol. But the pinnacle of his disrespect was on the 9th of October when he uploaded a video of himself kissing the so-called Statue of Peace in Itaewon, which is a district of Seoul, and then twerking in front of the monument. Now, the monument, or the statue as it is meant to represent the so-called comfort women from the peninsula that were used in Japanese brothels during the Second World War. And his behavior, that of Somalis, his behavior outraged the entire country, and subsequently on the 24th of October, a member of the public who recognized him from his previous antics in his videos demanded an apology that, of course, Somali refused to provide, and saw him physically assaulted as a result. Again. And then the South Koreans began to hate. Hi everyone, just to let you know I have some old favorites as well as new t-shirt designs on sale right now. Link to find them is in the description, and would like to thank you in advance as it really does help the channel, as for years now content like this has been put into an algorithmic black hole as well as being demonetized. So thanks again, as well as I'm pretty sure you'll find something you will like. While the standards of decency have completely collapsed within the United States, the country is now, unfortunately, exporting ever more toxic levels of behavior with its citizens abroad. Indeed, with the recent weakening of the yen, Japan is being inundated by more and more Johnny Somalis that think by abusing the cultural norms of the country for social media clout and turning venues like trains and temples into a circus, that they will be able to grow their audience in the culturally dysfunctional nations that they were spawned from. However, as they continue to flout social custom, the Japanese are beginning to hate. Unfortunately, this has become the new trend of Americans that are now able to afford to visit Tokyo, whereas previously would never have been able to have reached the country under their own steam, and they do so to publish these antics on their social media accounts of harassment and social disruption. The examples of this disgusting behavior are virtually endless, but I'd like you to take a look at what a European woman notices when she's on a train in Japan that is filled with Japanese. And now compare what the European woman notices on a train in Japan filled with Japanese, and compare and contrast it to the behavior of the interloping foreigner using that train as a backdrop for his next TikTok video. But then the question you may have is, how do the Japanese feel about what's going on in their country? Well, for one thing, they've been placing the following placard inside of public transportations, that being buses and trains. And what you have here is a yellow fox reading and a white polar bear with her scared cub being terrorized on board by a group of monkeys. And the placard is asking for those behaving like monkeys to please care about those around them by not behaving in a manner that upsets all within the train or the bus. I should also say that it's not only limited to social media stunts, as foreigners are bringing with them conflict resolution styles that are all but absent in East Asia. You know what I'm talking about. It's the, hey, what are you looking at? I think you're looking at me, aren't you? Okay, let's fight. Let's go. A recent example among many was a French citizen who was drunkenly stalking and verbally abusing a woman he didn't even know. And he ended up killing an elderly man who stepped in to protect her. And that happened in Kabukicho in Shinjuku this month. And the Japanese began to hate. So how has this happened? How have these undesirables who would never have made it into Japan under their own steam, how have they been able to make it overseas to places like South Korea, Israel, and for the purposes of this video, of course, Japan? Well, it's pretty simple. The Japanese yen has weakened on currency markets as of late, and at the moment, investors are being driven to offload the yen due to a yawning gulf in interest rates between Japan and the United States. And according to the IMF, a weak yen is beneficial for Japan's economy as the boost to exports exceeds the increase in the costs of imports. In fact, President Trump has blamed the Biden administration for the strong dollar versus the weak yen and is reportedly exploring ideas about devaluing the dollar if and when he returns to the White House next week. Also to be considered is that Japan is now the first non-Western target of what the United Nations calls replacement immigration. And I should say, having lived in Japan for several years, there is a significant backlash brewing to what the Japanese are seeing happening to their country with the recent influx of people because of the depreciation in the yen. Even friends I've had in Japan that were up until recently very gaijin friendly were turning cold against foreigners as they are beginning to lump all gaijin into the same basket.
白人の割合が 36.8?
はい、イギリス人のですね、
はい、いやもっと多いと思ってたから、パーセンテージって割合は少ないかなと僕は思いました。今聞いて、
3分の1にまで減りましたらどう思いますか？
大変なことやなって、驚く、びっくりする。はい、
もしそうなったらポジティブと思いますか、もしくはネガティブと思いますか？
古い考えはネガティブと思います。
なんでですか？
なんでですか？大阪でも結構 旅行者、サイトシーイング観光で来ている人はええけど、住んでる人はそんなに多くないと思うんです。でだからどないいうか3割言うたらもう会う人がほとんどもう外国人の方になったら、日本って大丈夫かなって。
The Japanese people are calm, collected, and always considerate of the other, and that's why this kind of behavior is so distressful. And I think it's fair, and a good solution to the problem would be if the Japanese started charging something like a gaijin fee, which will be like key money that you need to deposit when entering Japan. And in case you cause trouble of any kind, well, they get to keep your deposit as collateral. And barring that solution, and if not that, if the Japanese are continually presented with the fruits and the strength that diversity has brought to the West and is now bringing to their country, I don't think anyone in the states that make up the post-West would fault them if they closed their borders entirely and made it increasingly difficult for nationals of selected countries to enter, as the Japanese began to hate. With that said, I don't know of any other solutions. What do you think? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please check to see that you are still subscribed, as YouTube has unsubscribed tens of thousands of people without their knowledge or consent. Also, if you'd like to help support this channel, it'd be very much appreciated. Ways of doing so are in the description, as are links to the incredible merchandise you saw at the beginning of this video. Also, keep an eye on this channel, as I will be doing an election night stream, however long it goes, with a group of others to watch as the next president is selected. It should be interesting. Again, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.